Next movie is something that's fairly rare as a commodity in today's movie world, a love story involving adults. Teenage love stories are a dime a dozen. I mean, it used to be teenagers went to the movies to see adults making love on the screen. Now adults go to see teenagers. I don't know. Anyway, I guess they think love stops after you get to be 25, but that is not the case with A Man in Love, a thoughtful and passionate new movie that stars Peter Coyote as the temperamental American movie star who goes to Italy to star in a film and falls in love with Greta Scacchi as the actress hired to play one of his lovers. Here's the scene where they see each other for the first time, and it's the worst scene in the movie. Her father is an alcoholic journalist who wants to interview Coyote. She's already told Dad he's on his own, but now look how she reacts when he's forcibly ejected from the movie set.
Don't think you wanted to pay something for this. It's not over just like that, you know, not over.
Hey, wait a minute. He's not a dog. He's a journalist. He's only trying to get an interview. Mr. Elliot, that man is my father. Look, I really wanted to do this film. You know, I really wanted to play Gabrielle, but now, as far as I'm concerned, you might as well just take this part and stick it up your...
Excuse me, miss, excuse me.
The whole timing of that scene seems phony to me, but before long, the movie is back on track as Coyote romances Scacchi over dinner.
Can you stay with me tonight?
Yeah.
Coyote has a very complicated private life. For one thing, there's his gopher, played by Peter Riegert, a man hired to pick up after Coyote's emotional upheavals. He springs into action when Coyote's American wife, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, arrives in Rome too early one morning.
You look skinny.
No. You want some sugar?
No.
Would you rather go outside? Whatever you want.
I don't care.
One of the intriguing things about A Man in Love is trying to figure out the title. At first, it seems to refer to Coyote falling in love with Greta Scacchi. Then there's a story about Scacchi's drunken father and his love for his dying wife, Claudia Cardinale. Then there's that love that Peter Riegert has for this egotistical genius. But finally, I figured out the person Peter Coyote's character is really in love with in this movie is himself. The movie has great dialogue, complicated emotional situations, and love scenes between Peter Coyote and Greta Scacchi that I thought were, frankly, really erotic. And that's because her character always seems to keep her sense of humor in this movie. Sure, she likes this guy, but she knows he's crazy, and she takes that into account. Good performances, an interesting movie.
I didn't think it was an interesting movie because I didn't care for this guy at all. I know he's supposed to be an egotistical bore, and there's a way of making an egotistical bore interesting. For example, Jack Nicholson's character, in terms of endearment, is sort of egotistical, but he's exciting. This guy, I didn't want to watch him anymore. Peter Coyote is an interesting actor, but I found I wouldn't want to be with him. I didn't want to see his friends serve him. I didn't want to see the women love him. I thought the woman having the dying mother was extra baggage. I wish there had been more scenes involving Jamie Lee Curtis. Frankly, when Jamie Lee Curtis walks on the scene, I'm wondering, this guy's a real jerk. He should be with Jamie Lee Curtis.
So this character really gave you a lot to think about, in other words, right?
Yes, all the reasons why I didn't want to watch the movie.
But what you're asking for is that all characters in movies be attractive.
No, I'm not.
This guy is an egotistical monster.
No.
That's what he is. He is a character who's exactly like that, and that's what the movie is about.
Yes, I know that he is, and I say, as I said before, there's a way of making that interesting.
What about the whole idea of
a way of making that interesting or a way of making it boring? In
this
case,
I think
it's
they
boring.
found the way to make it interesting.
We split on A Man in Love. I found Peter Coyote's character to be a smug bore, but Roger felt this adult love story was passionate and thoughtful.